Is the city where you live crowded?
No, I live in a small town. I don't think it is that crowded. In fact, I can reach anywhere within 15 minutes.
Is there a crowded place near where you live?
Yes, there is an outdoor mall, Eastwood Village, about 10 minutes from my home. It is always crowded. In fact, on weekends, it is impossible to find a parking spot there.
Do you like crowded places?
I don't mind crowded places themselves, but I hate spending excessive time in traveling. So, I don't like going to crowded areas.
Do most people like crowded places?
No, on the contrary, I think most people don't.
When was the last time you were in a crowded place?
The last time I was in a crowded place was just last weekend. I went to my local Gurudwara on a festival. It was really crowded, and there was no space to take a single step.
Do you like chatting with friends?
No, I don't like chatting. I prefer doing something productive rather than chatting with friends.
What do you usually chat about with friends?
Like I said, I don't usually chat with friends, but if I do talk, it's about what's happening in my life or their life. Sometimes I also talk about the news.
Do you prefer to chat with a group of people or with only one friend?
When I do chat, it's normally with only one friend. I don't like chatting with many people at one time.
Do you prefer to communicate face-to-face or via social media?
I normally FaceTime my friends. Most of my friends live far away, so it's not possible to meet them face to face often.
Do you argue with friends?
Yes, of course I do argue sometimes. One of my friends is always late. I have had many arguments with him about it. Once I missed my train just because of him. I have read many books apart from my textbooks, but one book that left a deep impression on me is The Wings of Fire by Dr. A. P. J. Abdul Kalam. I read it a few months ago when my friend loaned it to me. My friend got this book as a prize when she participated in a declamation contest. This book is an autobiography of Dr. Kalam, who later became the President of India. It was co-authored by Mr. Arun Tiwari and first published in 1999. It became very popular after Dr. Kalam was sworn in as the president on the 25th of July, 2002. I found this book very useful because it highlights how a boy born into a very poor family in Rameshwaram, in southern India, went on to become a renowned scientist and an influential figure in Indian politics. His journey shows the value of hard work, determination, and continuous learning. He was called the Missile Man of India due to his contribution to space research. This book goes beyond his scientific achievements and provides a glimpse into his philosophy of life. It includes many stories and experiences from his childhood, school, and college years. The success of Dr. Kalam depended on the fact that he was very willing to learn throughout his life and had an insatiable quest for knowledge. This book also stresses the importance of giving credit to mentors and never forgetting the support of people who helped you along the way. His life is a true example of how an ordinary person can overcome challenges and reach extraordinary heights with persistence. I have learned so much from this book, and it has encouraged me to work harder towards my own goals. It gives me the belief that if I stay consistent and keep learning, I can also achieve something meaningful in life. I would like to read this book again because it is a very motivating book.
What are the types of books that young people like to read?
Young people usually like storybooks and novels, especially crime and detective stories, which are exciting and keep the reader guessing. Apart from that, young people also like fantasy series, comics, graphic novels, etc.
What's the difference between the reading habits of old people and young people?
Older people often prefer newspapers, history books, or biographies, while young people like fast-paced stories and fiction. Younger people are also reading more ebooks, whereas older people prefer reading paper books.
What's the difference between paper books and e-books?
Paper books give a physical feeling, and many people like the smell and touch of real pages. On the other hand, ebooks are cheaper, portable, and you can download hundreds of them on one device.
Some people say that it is easier for children who start reading from a young age to succeed. Do you agree?
Yes, children who start reading early usually develop better language skills, imagination, and concentration. Reading makes them more knowledgeable, which helps them perform well in school and later in life.